Nerf Gale Breath and buff Flame Charm. That's one of those classic Deepwoken lines that people have been repeating forever. If you've been in the community for more than a few hours, you've probably seen it thrown around at least once, but in the current meta, can we really say Nerf Gale and buff Flame? So seriously, with Gale Breath Spectre Charge getting gutted and Flame Charm receiving constant support update after update, I think the tables have finally turned. We might have just entered the true era of Deepwoken Flame Charm. What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we're here with a Deepwoken breakdown talking about one of the craziest trends that I've noticed in the current PvP landscape. It's basically objective right now that Flame Charm is eaten. It doesn't matter if you think this element is good or if it falls behind, it's been getting constant support from the devs. This element might honestly be the most supported in the game's entire history, at least right now, and I have to talk about that. This is the true era of Deepwoken Flame Charm, and let me explain. When Deepwoken first released back in December 2021, and yeah, it's been a while, Flame Charm was undeniably at the top. Azure Flame, Shatter Katana, Royal Pathfinder builds basically became the face of early game metamancing, but what actually made Flame Charm so strong? Azure Flame's constant burn damage scaled insanely high, Flame Wisp and its non-stop regeneration made Flame users feel almost untouchable, and Lava Serpent on release was a nightmare to fight against with its inescapable combos. Pair all of that with the Roblox particle bug that turned every Deepwoken server into 300 ping, and there's no question, Flame Charm was the strongest attunement on release. But when we talk about Flame Charm today, we're not just talking about raw strength anymore, we're talking about support and synergy. Based on recent updates, I think it's fair to say that Flame Charm has some of the strongest synergy in the entire game, and honestly, that might be more valuable than objective damage. If you really want to build specifically around your attunement, there isn't any other element with this many tools supporting it. Flame Charm has some of the best weapons, armor talents, and mantras to abuse, and that's not something you can just ignore. Now, before you flame me in the comments, let me actually show you why the true era of Flame Charm has finally begun. It's well known in Deepwoken that Flame Charm has a ton of different elemental paths, but compared to every other attunement in the game, it just has more options. Base Flame is already great for raw damage and baiting out defensive options, Twisted Puppets lets you track players down with Shadow Drain and burst them with explosions, Lava Serpent is insane for posture damage and ragdoll pressure, and Steam is just there to constantly stack passive damage over time. Even the flames by themselves have direct upgrades, like Azure Flame, that just gives you more damage, and with certain weapons like the Keeper, you can even get slowing green flames instead. And it doesn't stop there. Other attunements like Thundercall can actually proc Burn 2, which activates all of your Flame Charm talents for free, and I don't see Gale Breath proccing randomly like that, that's all I'm saying, right? It's kinda crazy. Oaths like Arc Warder and even Star Kindred get special interactions with Flame Mantras or the Burn itself, and that kind of synergy is rare for other attunements. Even recently, Flame Charm Mantras keep getting buffed from time to time. Just look at Fire Palm. It's extremely fast, has crazy range, and deals busted damage, and there's barely anything you can do to defend against it. Flame Charm by itself has already received a ridiculous amount of synergy and support in the modern era, but we're just getting started. Most attunements in Deepwoken have decent synergy with the tools available to them. Weapons, outfits, and equipment can all push an element further, but Flame Charm has some of the best options, and honestly, some of the most options in the entire game. So let's talk about it. If you're going medium Flame Charm, Pleatsky's Inferno exists, and trust me, it's one of the best legendary weapons in the game. Unless you're seriously min-maxing your build, there's almost no reason to pick anything else on medium Flame Charm, and it's kinda sad. Casually, it might just look alright, but compared to other legendaries for other attunements, nothing really touches what this weapon can do. Objectively, Pleatsky saves a ton of points. You lose a little bit of min-max damage, but your build gets way more flexibility, which is exactly why people use legendaries in the first place. The crits are also strong too. The standing critical can nearly confirm after a feint, while the projectile running crit is great for catching people at range. Both deal decent damage, posture on block, ignite enemies, and it gives Emperor Flame stacks for free Flourish talent procs. On top of that, the Simmer Bloom Diadem lets every single hit ignite players, so Flame Charm doesn't even lose burning M1s by using a legendary. I kinda hate that this item even exists because it removes the choice of investing into a burning weapon, but yeah, it removes the downside completely. Between the point save saving, strong criticals, bonus fire activations, club talents, and great range, Pleatsky's Inferno is loaded with value. It basically defines medium Flame Charm because no other legendary weapon matches how flexible this thing is. On top of Pleatsky's Inferno, Flame Charm got even more support through the Sun Breathing synergy. The Flame Worshipper set lets you proc Flame on any mantra in the game while also reducing Flame Within self damage. With any of the Worshipper items, you can choose burn resistance and get rewarded with elemental damage, which is honestly crazy. It lets Flame Charm work with almost anything in a way that other elements just can't really match. Even a bunch of craftable items from the Parasol event support this attunement, and compared to other elements, it's not even close. The ossified Black Pauldrons reduce burn damage by a flat amount, letting you set up combos with the Worshipper set with little to no downside. And if you don't want defense and just want more damage, the craftable Necrotic Demon Horns buff your damage over time while insane, giving Flame Charm another strong option to build around. This isn't even every tool that Flame Charm has access to, but we'll finish it off with something familiar, the Blazing Enchant. The enchant we all know and love has been buffed once again, now letting weapons proc burn with a reduced hit count. That means you're dealing damage over time, forcing your opponents to roll and waste a dodge, and it works on literally any build, but on Flame Charm builds it gets even better. Heavy weapons especially become disgusting because they can proc off every single hit, like just one hit. That's crazy. In ganks, that is beyond overpowered, just please understand how insane this is. Long story short, Flame Charm has a bunch of options that other elements just can't find, and we can use them all together. At the end of the day, regardless of balance, I think that Flame Charm has more build support than ever before, and that's what separates it from anything else. In my opinion, this has always been true even since release, but now that we're seeing modern additions to the Flame Charm arsenal, even as recently as 2 updates ago, I think it's time for other attunements to adapt. I don't even think that Flame Charm needs major nerfs, well, maybe Fire Palm, but overall, other elements just need more synergy and more gimmicks if they want to compete. Maybe for some of those other attunements, we could see more special weapons or even just armor pieces that help them out. Maybe a creative off-meta bonus that you have to build around. I would like to see that, or even more paths. Right now, Flame Charm is up, not in terms of balance, but in terms of creative potential and build making. This is the true era of Flame Charm, and honestly, I hope it pushes every other attunement further. So, at the end of the day, what do you think? Buff Flame Charm, nerf Gale Breath? Leave your thoughts down below, and let me know how you think the other elements should be updated. Thanks once again to all the supporters who motivate me daily and directly help out the channel because it means a lot. If you want to join as a member for my channel, go down below, but besides that, my personal Discord and my UGC group are linked down below, so check them out. Thanks once again, and make sure to like and subscribe. It's punchin' time.